morning, guys. Another day here in beautiful Sedona for Mike and I. First things first, coffee. But not only coffee, donuts. Where? Sedonuts. We are checking out a local donut shop here in Sedona. They have organic coffee. They have some awesome homemade donuts. So we're really excited to check that out. Afterwards, we're gonna go head up to Montezuma Castle. We just got done in Sedonuts. It is 10 o'clock. They're open from 8 to 12 and they're pretty much sold out of everything. We got the last donut that had chocolate icing. We got their mini cinnamon roll, which is massive, and an apple fritter, and of course, coffee. Mike's first apple fritter ever.
Yeah, I've never had one before, so I really haven't had much dessert in my lifetime. I was deprived of it, so.
Then you met me.
Then I met Megan and changed my life. So let's see how this goes. It's very soft, and when you first bite in, you get the glaze on top. A little bit of hint of cinnamon, like Megan said. The apple is just perfect. It's not overpowering or anything. It's just the right amount. I give my first apple fritter a 10 out of 10 because I really like it.
Old-fashioned donut with chocolate icing. That's really good. Oh yeah. It's very like crispy on the outside, which I like. I love chocolate, can't go wrong with chocolate. It's really good chocolate icing. Time to devour the mini cinnamon roll. Just kidding. We bit off more than we can chew. We're totally stuffed, so we're gonna save it for later. We'll warm it up. It'll be really good. You guys know I can't start my day without my cup of coffee. Nice cup of coffee from Sedonuts. This is a small, it's a 12 ounce. I already had a taste, but it is very good. It has a really nice taste. It's a little different than anything I've tasted before. I don't know if it's because it's organic, but I really like the taste. It has a very nice flavor.
We're at the Montezuma Castle National Monument, and for those of you who don't know what this monument is, it's actually an ancient cliff dwelling that dates back to over 900 years ago. It was built inside the side of a cliff. It's actually not a castle, it's more of a, they say it's like more of like a 20-room apartment in which the Sinagua people stayed in when they were living in this area. They were mostly all farmers, and they built this cliffside home for them as they were doing their farming here. It was built somewhere between 1100 and 1300 AD, and it was abandoned in 1425 AD. And it's not really sure why the Sinagua people left their home behind. Many people say due to overpopulation in the area could be a factor, but it's still not sure what the exact cause was. So they just kind of left and left their home behind. But it says that this type of home was meant to recycle back into the earth once it was abandoned, but it has gone through several conservation efforts once it became a national monument in 1906 by President Theodore Roosevelt, and has been undergone many renovations and preservation efforts since then to keep it in its original state for future generations. The castle is supported by Arizona sycamore trees. They actually used the trees as beams to build the structure, and then they kind of built the bricks and mortar and rocks all around that and shaped it into their little the 20-room home that you see today. Seasoned sycamore logs can last for centuries, and believe it or not, the beams that are still supporting the Montezuma Castle roofs today are the original sycamore logs that they used hundreds of years ago. So that's pretty cool. I'm a big construction buff, so I think that's pretty awesome. Left of Montezuma Castle is Castle A. It's actually the ruins of what's left of it. It was another castle that they used. It had 45 rooms, 5 floors, and unfortunately there's not much left of it today. They are saying that it burned and it fell away from the cliff, but there are some cool ruins that you could check out of what's left.
Where was the 5th floor?
The 5th floor was all the way up there, and you could actually, if you look closely, you could still see some sockets in the rock from where the beams were inserted. Behind me is Beaver Creek, and Beaver Creek was used by the Sinagua people to get water to their crops and their crop fields. They actually dig little trenches to get the water where they needed it to go. They also used it to build the Montezuma Castle and use the water to put the mortar together. As you're walking along the path here by the castles, you'll also notice that there's several alcoves and caves in the mountainside, which were used for homes, storage units, and spiritual sites by the Sinagua people. Up until 1951, you were actually able to explore the inside of the castle, but in 1951 it was determined that it was just too much damage from all the people going through it to the fragile site, so they shut it down, removed the ladders, and now there actually is a really cool model just right over here to the left of the castle that you could see the inside of what it looked like. We finished up at Montezuma Castle. There's definitely a lot of history to see there, so definitely check it out. It is worth it to see it in person. So now we're hungry and we decided to get some lunch. We're getting some brisket at a place called Colt Grill in Village of Oak Creek, which is just south of Sedona.
It is pet friendly on their patio. You just grab a menu, grab a table. Once you're ready to order, you go up inside, you place your order, and that's us.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese. It's got a crunchy layer on top, nice and mac and cheesy underneath, and it's got some, looks like some bacon possibly, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Bacon. It's got a nice smoky taste to it, I like it a lot.
Next is the brisket. I like everything super well done, and I'm a little nervous with the little pink on the edges. I know nothing will happen to me, but I'm just gonna rip it and dip it.
Oh yeah.
That's really good. Mike said this is their Kansas City barbecue sauce. The brisket like melts in your mouth. It's so good. As Mike was saying before, it's definitely nice to try something a little different than what we usually do. We both love brisket. The mac and cheese was amazing. Highly recommend Colt Grill BBQ. You guys know I can't start my day without my cup of coffee. That was bad. Yeah. I stuttered through that whole thing.
We're at the Montezuma National Forest Cafe. Up until 1951, you were able to, Duncan wants to explore the castle.